We're live. So, this is the Aftershock Corner, Season 2, Episode 7. I am Owen the Birdman Finch, and this is...
Damn, the man Hebert, who's back and ashamed of his haircut.
um,
I miss my long hair.
So, to be honest with you, James, this is the first, let's be legit, this is like the first time we've really talked about wrestling at all in like a while.
I think it's been like a month and a half, yeah.
Like literally, like guys, we're not just saying this on camp. Like we really don't talk about wrestling anymore.
Yeah, no, I mean, we talk about it, but we don't talk about it as much as we used to. I think mainly because we're going through our own shit in personal life, but I mean, we've said it before on the vinyl episode of the Master Wrestling Corner. We're done complaining.
Yep.
We're done like trying to give our fucking opinion when it's going to mean jack and shit in the long run anyway.
Yeah.
But since we've got nothing else to do, let's complain. Basically.
We don't have a lot to complain about this time, at least. But
yeah, but I mean, we will complain as far as the ending. But
is this the first time? Is this your first time you've been on my channel since the Mass Soy Wrestling Corner?
We did a hangout. I think it was the Aftershock Corner or whatever. No, Retro Wrestling Review when we reviewed X7. I think was the last time.
And then I think you came onto my channel for WrestleMania 27 review for like a minute.
Oh yeah. That when I completely rashed on the pay per view, I'm like, oh my god, we're reviewing the WrestleMania I hate the most. No, I'm not doing it.
You came on at the end. You said it sucked and then left.
Oh no, I said more than it sucked. I don't remember exactly what I said. You got to send me that hangout because I completely forgot what I said. But we're back. I guess.
And by the way,
well, because we weren't planning on doing this today, but I've got nothing else to do, so you know,
we planned it but didn't plan it at the same time.
Yeah,
we were supposed to do it at a different.
I kind of came up with the topics today because he didn't finish watching Raw, so we're just gonna like talk about stuff that is relevant.
Yep.
I guess let's start with the Ken Anderson shit.
All right, I gotta get the article because I gotta find it.
Yeah. No, I mean, we don't really need an article. We can explain what happened.
I heard. So pretty much what I heard happened was he got.
So this is what happened. So basically, what happened was Ken Anderson got fired for being inebriated during a match with Eric Young on Impact episode taping. I don't know which one because they taped like fucking 7 million in advance, but
yeah.
One of the tapings they did, he was inebriated, and they couldn't even air the match. It was that bad, I guess. So, I guess they had him take a drug test, and you know what's bad when TNA has to give you a drug test. And I guess he failed it, and so they let him go. And then he goes on to an ICW show, and I think it's Insane Clown Wrestling. I'm not sure. I'm probably butchering the name of it.
I remember that. Yeah,
this might be if I am, but. It's the show was everyone was chanting "fuck TNA" originally because they thought he was still working for TNA, and he showed up there, and then he said, "I'm not working for the company anymore." So I agree, fuck TNA.
Yep.
That's basically what happened. So I'm gonna start this off by actually defending TNA here, and I don't usually, but I am going to. In this sense, yeah. Oh, okay. Fuck the company that kept you employed for 6 years after no one else wanted anything to do with you because Ring of Honor wasn't going to take a Ken Anderson. Fucking no one else was going to take a Ken Anderson except for TNA because TNA was the closest thing to WWE at that point in time. So you were lucky you even had a fucking job after the last fuck up you did, and it goes into like where Ken Anderson's his own worst enemy most of the time. You know, this is just because TNA didn't deserve the shit that Anderson gave them. I will say that they didn't deserve it.
So pretty much they gave him he went to WWE as Mr. Kennedy, and he screwed it up pretty much.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, here's the thing: is like he already failed a drug policy once in WWE, and now here we
Yeah.
go again in TNA.
And
I
then he
mean,
went.
and this guy is his own worst enemy. He's his own hypocrite. I mean, he said that. I remember when he was called in. I think it was on the Nancy Grace show or some bullshit show that didn't want to get all the information, wanted to start bullshit propaganda about the Chris Benoit tragedy. And he goes in and he says WWE doesn't administrate steroids to their athletes. And then like 3 months later, he gets caught for steroids.
Yep.
And then the second time, he fucked up against Randy Orton. And by the way, this ain't the first time he's screwed up bad on a move. Need we forget his millions of botches beforehand? I mean, he's done some pretty bad. I mean, he hurt Hornswoggle one time, WrestleMania 23 when he did the freaking
Oh
the
yeah.
Green Bay plunge.
And then
He's done it a lot. He's done it a lot throughout his career. He fucked up a senton bomb against Bully Ray in TNA in a TMA.
yep.
I mean, he's done it multiple times.
And
He's lucky the guy didn't damn near kill anybody.
yeah. I mean, he's injured himself a number of times. He's you know, he just I hear he has a huge alcohol problem too, because this isn't the first time he's shown up drunk to a wrestling show.
Well, I mean, you could visibly see. Like, I remember, at least in TNA, he had, like when he first showed up, he actually tried.
Yep.
So I don't know. Like I'm trying to play devil's advocate here now because maybe he was always sick of TNA and maybe he doesn't actually have an alcohol problem, but he drinks a lot to try and forget about how we've gone to shit or something. That could have been it. Because I mean, if you remember when Ken Anderson first debuted, I mean he was going for the championship.
Yep.
And he was actually there was at one point where Ken Anderson literally gave a shit about TNA. I remember he did show up. He did a bunch of media appearances promoting the company. He was really good at that, and he would put on great matches, even though the storyline would make no sense in them whatsoever, especially with Hardy.
And
But,
then he even got the TNA World Title twice.
yeah, I mean, you know what I think it was? I mean, I think he's upset because he always gave a shit, probably more so than a number of guys, and he stayed with them for the long haul. And then like he was trying to figure out why he's still there. Because I remember the last great angle he was a part of was when he ended the Aces and Eights and they had
Yep.
a little funeral segment.
Yep. That's it. And then he had then he
And then right after that, he had like a really shitty feud with Sam Shaw. It was just downhill from there.
then he had a bad
Maybe he just realized like, wow, I'm legitimately in a sinking ship of a company or something like that because he wasn't like too happy being there. I mean, you could visibly see it on him. At one point, he had to wear a T-shirt just to cover up his fat. Like he didn't look like he was in ring shape at all.
Yeah, he's bad. He was bad.
What year was that? Like 2013, 2000? No, it was like not even 2013. It was like the very yeah, no, it was the tail end of 2013. It was like you could see him visibly getting
Yep.
a beer belly.
Yeah, he just
And,
didn't care.
like wear a shirt.
He just didn't care anymore. And then the Bully Ray storyline was the last decent storyline he was in, and then went on with that crap Samuel Shaw feud. And then
I mean, that's why I'm trying to play devil's advocate. I mean, maybe that's why, but I mean, it's still no excuse to treat the company like shit because they did keep him employed when they didn't have to.
yeah. They went over backwards.
I don't know.
They went over backwards for him. They you know, they gave him chance after chance after chance. So I don't understand why he would just do that because they had everybody.
Why he would say fuck TNA when he's the one who fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it like he. I mean, maybe that's what he was waiting for, too. I don't know, but like it seemed like in the ICW show he was having a lot more fun.
Yeah.
and like he actually gave a shit again. So I don't know. It's like he's a bit of a like I think he's gonna stay in ICW because I think that's gonna be his new home now. I mean, the problem is I don't know how Drew Galloway is gonna take him because I think he's still a part of ICW,
Drew
isn't he?
Galloway?
Yeah,
I think
like
so,
he
yeah.
works for both ICW and TNA.
Yeah, I think so.
So like that, I don't know how that's gonna work out, but I know that I mean, they're gonna have to have a feud with him and Drew Galloway at that point because
That'd be great.
I mean, they're gonna have to at that point. And another thing, so we're on the subject of TNA. Now, I said I defended them on the Anderson thing. I didn't think that they deserved that. I won't defend them on this. And this is more a shot of the TNA people that are still on the high of like, oh, the Impact is doing really good. Even if they were, why do I care? Why do
Yeah.
we care? I mean, have you watched Impact?
No, I don't really know what's going on. I know Drew Galloway won the TNA World title last night, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but it's like I don't really it doesn't make me want to tune in. I probably never will tune in again. So
Yeah, I mean, because I'm happy for Galloway. Galloway deserved it. He deserved it way more than anyone else on the roster
yep.
at the current moment. But my God, I mean,
It was long. It was way too. I think they should have struck when at
when
Bound
he
for
was white
Glory.
hot when he debuted in 2014, I agree. Um, yeah, no, it was bad timing.
I feel. I mean, he wasn't even in the title picture. He had a briefcase, cashed it in, and then it was just. It feels like it was just really random. But I mean, I haven't watched TNA, so maybe it wasn't random. But they should have just struck when at Bound for Glory, when the storyline was there. I remember they even showed like him talking about his struggles that he's had with wrestling and how
Yeah,
he wants
I
to stand
remember
up.
that
He wants to
because
stand up.
no, yeah, and that was really helpful. Like that was a huge thing. I mean, they literally could have built a whole new thing around him, and then they started this whole. I remember I think the problem was like right in 2014 they started this goddamn fucking beatdown clan, which
Yeah.
that's the problem right there. They went back to their goddamn roots, which this is the shit that hurt them in the first place was having this as many factions as they did,
Yeah.
and the only one that was really somewhat over was the Revolution,
Yep.
and so like the beatdown clan, no one gave a shit about because Joe just joined, and Joe and low key joined for no reason. Um,
That was bad. What
someone
happened?
playing Nickelback.
Someone's playing Nickelback. But yeah, anyhow, so in 2015 they brought in Ryzen and the
Yo,
Beatdown
hold on a
Clan.
second. I can't really hear you because someone played Nickelback outside. Anyway, continue.
So yeah, they only and then they I definitely think the Ryzen ruined them in a way just because
God, don't mention that faction.
because I didn't really care as much about them and then
I mean, the thing is, I feel like they're gonna do. I mean, they're gonna have to capitalize on a feud with Mike Bennett and him.
yeah, I heard they have feuding, so
Like they have to, because like that feud is like that feud is gonna be good. That feud will be good, and it might have some people tune in. But I mean, at this point, they're losing their core audience
yeah.
little by little now. I mean, in some cases, on a huge margin. Because one, they have to keep switching networks because they fucked up so bad. Two, because they have no clear direction on where they want to go. I mean, I think that's obvious. I don't think they think that. I don't think they know if they have a future, and that's
Yeah.
what I think the problem is. That you can visibly see that they're just putting the titles on anybody at this point, and the only titles that mean anything are the tag titles because the Wolves are holding them, and they've held them for like how many times?
5, I think,
Yeah,
which is way too much for them. I mean, I know they're a great tag team, but how many times have they won and lost the tag team titles? It's like they're the only legitimate tag team they have. right now.
Yeah, and I mean it's funny that now they actually decide to build on a tag team that's very good when they didn't do it with Motor City.
Yep.
They didn't do it with the Young Bucks. They didn't do it with LAX. I mean, there's a lot of tag teams that have gone out.
Bad influence. Bad influence.
Bad Influence was a huge one too, and they were like the most entertaining part of the show most of the time. And they never gave them like the belts more than like I think they had the belts like 2 times.
Yeah.
Motor City, same thing. I remember LAX had them 1 time, and then they split the faction up. And I remember when TNA first started too. They actually gave a shit. I remember when they had Triple X and AMW. They were having their feud, and they had the tag team titles all the time. I mean, they had so many fucking great matches for the tag titles, and I don't know what the hell happened. you know,
It just feels
like
like
they just kind of like they
it just
kept breaking up tag teams for no reason,
it
and
just
I
feels
didn't get
like
it.
it just feels like the TNA's just doing stuff right now. They're just doing stuff until they go under. That's all they're doing. They're just doing stuff.
Yeah, that's all they do.
They just do stuff. They don't have a reason for it. They're just doing it. Um, and then what else though? I heard Kurt Angle had his last match in TNA. That's cool. You know, glad they gave him a nice send off. I heard he met with Triple H, so he's either he's about going to WWE or something because I heard something on that him and Triple H were backstage together. So maybe hopefully he comes in after
Wait, which one?
Kurt Angle. I heard they were like met backstage about something,
I doubt it. I doubt it. I think Kurt Angle's retiring
which is a
because
shame.
they're gonna want him. They're either gonna want him in a role of coaching Jordan Gable, or they're gonna want him to wrestle full time.
Yeah,
So it's like no, if they go with the idea that I recommended, which is where they cut their road schedule in half and they actually have like a week off in between, they'd be a lot better off and they wouldn't have as many injuries and there would be a lot of part timers that would turn into full timers.
yep.
And I think that's the problem. And I think that's been the problem for the longest time. Um, and TNA did that formula back when they were on the road and they did it perfectly before they started taping a bunch of shows in advance because they couldn't afford to be on the road as much. Um, nor can they really afford anything really. I mean, you look at if you really look at it, I mean, they're how do I say it? TNA is very it's struggling because they
Yeah.
now don't have Panda Energy backing them up
No.
anymore. I mean, they've pulled out, and it only took them like 5 years to do so, and they kept fucking up for like 5 6 years. They finally pulled the plug on it. So now they had to move I think their headquarters to the basement of where their shop is.
Which is sad.
You know, this is the company. You know, looking back, hindsight, they had an opportunity to actually compete with WWE on Monday nights, and they fucked it up. And now to see where it is now, I mean, it wasn't bad into that. I remember when I started watching it again in 2012, 2013, 2014, like early 2014, they were picking shit up and they
Yeah.
were doing really well. And then it just fell flat and they dropped the ball again because they weren't paying Daniels, Kaz, and AJ Styles and like a bunch of other TNA originals that made the company what it was, the salary that they wanted.
It was so stupid. I would say it started to fall definitely round Bound for Glory 2013. Like after that, it just became really bad, and then they gave Magnus like a weird.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Yeah, I agree with you on Bound for Glory 2013. Not so much because of the card. The card was great. The crowd. I mean, there wasn't many people there, and they
No,
tried to cover it up, but you could see there was a bunch of seats empty.
it was bad. I didn't really think the call was that great either. They
And the card was okay. It wasn't like I remember I remember 2000 lockdown 2013. They had a much bigger crowd.
Yeah,
I mean, they just they don't know how to think on their feet. They never known how to think on their feet. And that's the problem. They don't have the right people. They never had the right people.
they need to get.
So I mean, it just kind of
I think
they
they either
thought they
just
could
need.
get big, but they didn't have the people to stay big. Is what happened.
I think they
I
just need
think
to go.
that's the ultimate issue.
They just need to go. They just.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when Billy Corgan signed, and I thought it was going to be a turnaround, and I was wrong. And matter of fact, the guy's probably one of the worst writers I've ever seen because the thing is so fucking dull at the moment. I'm sorry, but I have to say
Yeah,
it. Like when I was watching him, the Billy Corgan era, what changed? I was trying to figure out what the fuck was changing because I couldn't
nothing.
figure it out.
Nothing changed. I knew nothing was changing. You know, it was. I mean, it's not his fault that he doesn't have a lot of wrestlers to write for. He's gonna write crazy. He's booking feuds for like Crazy Steve. Like,
I mean, the greatest thing about Billy Corgan, had they got him in 2010, I mean,
oh yeah, they will.
I remember how many artists he was able to work a deal on, like Marilyn Manson, and a couple other artists. I remember whoever did the Beautiful People or the Dollhouse's theme. Like that was a wicked, wicked old songs that he was able to get the rights for because he was Billy fucking Corgan.
Yep.
But the the leader of Smashing Pumpkins, for fuck's sake. I mean, of course you're gonna get like guys like Marilyn Manson and whoever did the Dollhouse's theme, but it's doesn't mean I mean it had got those. I mean, the company probably would have gotten a better steam, but at the same time, it's just like he would probably wouldn't have gotten much accomplished because Vince Russo was the head creator at the time.
Oh yeah.
So it's like you know. Anyway, well, my phone dropped. Let's
Well,
move on to
they
Roadblock because I just
they
kind of wanted to get that out of the way.
yeah. So we're gonna talk about Roadblock. So I did my review of Roadblock, but I'll talk about it again just because. Why not? Um.
Yeah, and then what we'll do also is I'd love this for this thing to stay up. Then what we'll do is we'll review freaking we'll kind of preview NXT Takeover Dallas and WrestleMania, what you're going to still.
Yeah.
Give me a second. Fucking stupid bitch. My fucking phone is being a bitch. Okay. Um, I'm gonna get the card up for Roadblock.
Yeah. I can't find it. I had it on my notes, and now I can't seem to.
I got it. So
Okay.
here's the live results and reaction thing I found on Forbes.
It's a good.
Um,
It was. It wasn't out. And we can give our thoughts on it.
yep. Oh my god, what is this bullshit? Come on. I would like to go on to the. Okay, fuck you. Forbes, you suck.
I'll just talk. I know the
I
first
got
one.
it. I got it.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna start things off. So
Who's calling me? Oh, my mom. My mom's calling me. I think I might have to. Is it cool if I take it?
go ahead. I'll start talking about the first one.
All right. Hold on.
Okay, so he's gonna be gone for a little bit, guys. So I'm gonna talk about this. So apparently, prior to the event, it was announced that Roman Reigns would not be appearing, and refunds will be available for the first 20 minutes of the event. AJ Styles and Paige were also advertised, but not there. Wow. Okay. Um. I mean, yeah, they're gonna have. Yeah, I guess they had to give refunds. Um. They must have let them stay for the show and then give them their money back. That's kind of meh. So apparently AJ Styles and Paige were supposed to be advertised for the show, and so was Roman Reigns, but they decided to, I guess, change plans at the last minute because they decided to make it a network special at like last minute. So there you go there. Um, and we'll start with this. So the New Day beat the League of Nations. I heard it was an all right match. Uh, it was an all right way to start off the show. Um, this is what makes me. This is what I don't get. Okay, so why did this happen? I keep in mind, guys. I didn't watch the actual pay per view. Sami Zayn defeated Stardust, but following the match, Stardust makes an open challenge for another opponent. Mark Henry came out and immediately power slammed him for the win. Okay. So Stardust pulled double duty and got squashed 2 times. Great. I guess. Good way to really build your fucking. Owen, come on, man. We gotta start the show. And I don't want to talk about this thing without you. Where you at, bro? Where you at, bro? There's not much we don't care. I realize it now. It's like we don't really care that much because we would have just started this whole thing over. Let me see. Well, shameless pugging. Why not? I mean, you guys can check out my channel while we're just kind of waiting here. I'm gonna check out my views on my channel because I want to wait for Owen. Getting views. I got 545 subscribers. You guys should subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. I got over half a thousand subscribers now, which is huge for me. Hi, Owen.
Hello, what I miss?
I was waiting for you because I just got over the start. All right, so we can talk about it now. So here's something interesting. I don't know if you found this out, but apparently prior to the event, Roman Reigns was scheduled to appear, but would not be appearing. So refunds would be available for the first 20 minutes of the event, and AJ Styles and Paige were also advertised, but not there.
Wow.
So
I think because AJ Styles was selling, obviously, the injuries, I guess, from.
why would what I would understand, what I don't understand though, is why would you say, oh yeah, you guys could get free refunds because we advertised Roman Reigns and AJ Styles and Paige. There's only one out of the three that people liked, and now you're basically encouraging the fans to lie that, oh yeah, I'm a Roman Reigns fan. Can I get my money back?
Yeah, pretty much.
That doesn't seem like the smartest idea, but okay.
So, with Roadblock, though, I guess I'll start. I really didn't think it was that bad of a show. I actually thought it was a pretty good show. It definitely had its some a couple of bad moments, but overall, I thought it flowed really well. It was a nice, easy show to sit through. I wasn't bored or anything like that. I just didn't think it was worth doing this show to take away building up to WrestleMania because now, now that with what happened in the main event, I don't want to see Roman Reigns versus Triple H. I don't want to see Roman Reigns win that title. I want to see Dean Ambrose win the title because the storyline is right there for Dean Ambrose to win this title, but they're not going to go in that direction.
Yeah, but I think they're trying to build up Dean Ambrose to win against Lesnar.
I hope so.
And I mean, that wouldn't be bad for him. I think that would probably be more at this point. I think it would be more prestigious at this point for him to win that match against Lesnar than to win the WWE title, as sad as it is to say, because
Yeah.
let's be honest, I mean, that title means jack and shit right now.
But I'm saying, like, now fans are going to resent Roman Reigns even more because they're gonna
Yeah,
boo him.
yeah. I mean, that's obvious. That's a given, but we're going to just have to deal with it. I mean, I'm just going to go with the fact that I don't care because I'm not watching the product and it's not his fault. It's the creatives.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they should have turned him heel. They should have had him fight The Undertaker. They should have done Shane. They should have had Shane, or they should have had Roman Reigns fight someone else. And they should have, or they, if they were gonna go with Roman being the baby face, they should have had Shane in his corner. Because
Yeah.
then, if I mean, that's the problem. They fucked up there. They had their opportunity to have people cheer for Reigns. They could have easily put Shane McMahon in Reigns' corner. If Reigns wins the belt, Shane gets control. People want Shane to get control, so they're gonna want Reigns to win the belt. It seems like common sense to me on why you would want Reigns to win the belt, because if he wins the belt, Shane gets control of the company.
Yep. And then they can,
But they decided to see. Here's the thing, and people always get excited for, you know, Shane versus Taker. Like everyone's excited for Shane and Taker. Shane and Taker. Why? What is the point of this match? Where does the Undertaker fall into any of this?
well, that's the problem. He doesn't have
He
a
doesn't
purpose in
fit.
this.
It's like you're trying to put a Lego in Jenga.
Don't compare the Undertaker to a Lego. He's
No,
better
you know
than
what
a
I'm
Lego.
saying. Shut up, you Mark. No, I'm saying like it doesn't make sense because I'm not saying Undertaker's the Lego anyway. What I'm saying is Undertaker is a franchisable fucking building block franchise.
Yep.
And they're putting it with like, and Jenga is like you build shit. Jenga is the storyline, and the Lego is the piece that doesn't fit. Taker does not fit in this storyline.
It's too bad.
Nowhere in their right, who in their right mind thought Taker fit into this? He doesn't. He's a baby face fighting a baby face. Only the problem is Undertaker's anti-hero because he's basically a fucking mercenary for money. So he's showing that he's a heel in a sense because he's doing it for the money, but the fans love him so much that they immediately make him babyface. So the fucking storyline's convoluted and bullshit.
You want to know what else is bullshit about it? It's the WWE pretty much is admitting that they suck. Pretty much is what's happening.
Oh my god, have they ever? Like I want people to explain to me how it makes sense. I would love to hear it, because
the only way they can save themselves is if the Undertaker squashes Shane at Mania. That's the only way they can save themselves.
No, I mean, obviously, in realistic, being real for a minute, Owen. Sorry, I had to read a text, but yeah, no, being realistic, Shane has to win, and he's going to win because we need change anyway. But I don't understand why we had to have this match to do it. Because first off, you're putting a legend. I mean, this is how it's going to happen. And people say I'm wrong. People always say I'm wrong. Steve especially think I'm wrong. But I guarantee you this is what's going to happen. Taker is going to say, "Why the fuck am I doing this?" And he's either going to take the pin, or he's going to turn on Vince, and then Shane's going to capitalize or something, and then that's how Shane's going to pin Taker. And then Taker's going to give him respect. He's going to ride off into the sunset, tease his retirement, and then fight either Cena or Sting at the next year's WrestleMania as his official retirement. That's what's going to happen. People think I'm crazy, but that's what's going to happen. But in reality, if they were going to do this, they could have easily done it with Balor.
Yeah.
They could have easily done it with Balor if they were going to have Taker lose at this Mania.
Well, they wouldn't.
And give respect to a new guy. Like, Shane could have easily just been in Reigns' corner, and the booking would have been safe for the show.
They still could have done the same.
The show makes no sense. The only match anyone's looking forward to at all is Dean Ambrose and Brock Lesnar. Only match anyone's looking forward to.
Yep.
Because I guarantee you they're not doing Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, or Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and Neville, because right now Neville's on injury, and even if Neville's not that badly injured, they're going to do a fucking multi-man match for the IC title again, which we've already seen.
We don't need that.
And it worked at that point because you could have that multi-man match and you can intertwine the stories. The only storyline going for that title is Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Yep.
And then Neville in the mix too of that nature. You bring the NXT shit into that storyline. But where does Ziggler fit into it? Where does Stardust fit into it? Where does The Miz fit into it? And I guarantee you all of them are going to be in that match too. And then they're probably going to put R-Truth and Goldust in there because why the fuck not? Like, they don't have any long-term planning for the match. And
Then you have AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho, which I do like
yeah,
that.
but the problem is, and people are like hyping it up because it's AJ Styles versus WrestleMania match, but we've already seen this
3 times.
3 times.
AJ Styles won the feud. It's over. Done.
AJ
Goodbye.
Styles is already they're already and people seem to forget that they had a match on SmackDown because I hear people on podcasts saying, oh they AJ Styles needs to get his it looks like they're gonna have AJ Styles go 2-1. AJ Styles is already 2 against 1.
Yeah.
Jericho's already lost 2 matches.
Yep.
Jericho won 1 match, and that was on SmackDown.
Yeah.
So, you know, now we're seeing this match again. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're gonna sell it. They're gonna sell it like crazy. I think they're gonna have AJ talk on the mic finally. And they're gonna have Jericho's fucking master at being a heel. He's already gotten a massive heat for the match, uh,
Yep.
just from Roadblock alone. But
It would have made
the
more sense
problem
to have
is,
him.
there are going to be some fans that don't care because they've seen it already 3 fucking times.
It would have made more sense to do
If anything, if you were going to do a multi-man match, and I understand why they didn't because it would have diminished the card and they can't afford it. But if anything, you should have put AJ Styles and Chris Jericho in the IC title match.
yeah.
If you're going to do a multi-man match, then it would have made sense because then you could have had Kevin Owens, Dean Ambrose, Ziggler, Neville, and then you had AJ and Jericho, and then you don't even need any more people than that. I understand why they didn't do it though, because if they did, then they'd be fucked.
They
Because
should have
so I mean, they were in a tough spot, but at the same time, don't have a multi-man match. You don't need it. You never needed it.
they should have just
AJ Styles and Chris Jericho. I understand why they did it, but at the same time, it's played out. So, but it is what it is. I guess they're gonna finish the feud here.
they should
Fine.
have they should have had him be a team first and then before they
But the other two. See, the thing is, the other 2 matches they could have saved the show with, but they fucked it up.
yeah.
They fucked up the Taker match. I don't know how the fuck you fuck up a Taker match. This guy's like your biggest star. You fucked it up.
Biggest
You
star.
fucked up his whole character.
It's too bad to say.
I mean, and I know you're a mark for Taker. I mean, as far as being a mark for Taker, do you think that this even makes sense? Like, why is he fighting Shane?
Yeah, I don't think that
Legitimately.
there's no reason he's fighting Shane. And they're pretty much admitting that their product sucks and that they've known that for a while and done nothing about it. And if
And now there's like, I mean, this show alone already, the way it was booked and at last minute, has already beaten WrestleMania. Roadblock has already beaten WrestleMania, and this is a glorified house show. If that.
yeah,
I mean, I don't know. We'll run down the card. So I put that up there. So prior to the event, I guess they had to give refunds away in the first 20 minutes because Roman Reigns and AJ Styles and Paige were supposed to be on the show, but they changed it at last minute, probably because they announced at last minute it was going to be a network special. The New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods with Big E defeated the League of Nations. Match was okay. Match was okay to start off the show. It was all right.
yeah, it was good. It was
New
actually
Day
cool.
was entertaining as all hell.
I actually want to get those bootios. I do. I would like, but anyhow, I like the match. The New Day was entertaining. I didn't really understand why Sheamus and Barrett came out by themselves because that didn't make a lot of sense. Why didn't they come out with Rusev and Del Rio? But whatever. And
I understand why. Well, I'm not complaining because Sheamus and Barrett should have gone for the tag team titles a long time ago.
well, yeah, I'm just saying that they should have come out with the other members of the League of Nations because then the numbers advantage wasn't in their favor. But then I liked the match. I think the New Day's doing pretty. I don't think they're face, but I think they're the faces in this feud. Um,
Yeah, they're definitely the faces in the feud. I think they're gonna turn heel once Colin Cassidy and Enzo Amore debut the night after Raw.
yep.
I
So
think that's what's gonna happen because I don't see them not debuting then. And they're gonna probably win the tag team titles there. They're probably gonna pull Paige and AJ thing.
yeah, and I liked the match, and I thought it was an entertaining match. So then we had I remember the next match. It was Chris Jericho versus Jack Swagger. I like Jericho's promo. One thing that he
Why
always,
did this match happen?
yeah, I don't understand it either. Um, and I didn't really make any think it made much sense to have Jack Swagger come out since they were in Canada and he was being pro We the People, and people chanted We the People, which was weird. And Jericho
I
won.
guess because Jericho. I mean, Jericho did a good job in turning the Canada fans against him, and then
Yep.
going with the USA guy.
And then Chris Jericho actually won, and he actually had a match with them. But I think Jack Swagger is probably going to be gone off TV for again and never come back. So
I don't under. Yeah, that I don't get. And if they were, why advertise? I mean, at this point, I've already. I mean, I get why they didn't do it, but god damn it, have AJ Styles on the goddamn show. Have
yeah,
him interfere. Have him get revenge on Jericho after what he did.
exactly.
Like actually have him beat the crap out of him and like show like you pissed me off. You know, you really I thought I could trust you and you stab me in the back. You give me your finisher 3 times and then you burn our what we worked on for as
2 weeks.
like you had it there, but no, let's just not have him appear on the show. Why? I don't fucking know. Uh
Then it was the NXT Tag Team Title match: the Wivel versus Enzo and Cass. Love the match.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, that match was the match of the night by far. And people are trying to give Charlotte and Natalia like the match of the night caliber. I understand why, but at the same time, it's nowhere compared to their first match in NXT Takeover. The
yeah,
first, I mean, there's nothing else that's gonna top that match.
no,
I mean, so it was a very good match. Don't get me wrong, but uh, just you know, it's whatever. It is what it is. I like the match. I liked both matches. They definitely took they definitely were like in the top 3 matches of the night.
oh yeah, I like the match. Enzo and Cass. I thought we're gonna win the tag team titles, but they didn't. And I was fine with that as long as they win the WWE tag team titles the night after WrestleMania or at WrestleMania, which would be awesome. But
Yeah, they're gonna do it the night after, you know that. But I mean, I'm fine with it too. If they're gonna win the tag team titles in WWE and instead of NXT, I'm fine with it because I think that if there's anybody that deserves the tag team titles more than those two, it's definitely Jordan and Gable. They have
yep.
to win the tag team titles in Dallas.
Then we had but yeah, we already talked about the Divas. We already talked about the Divas match pretty much. Uh, I liked the and then we had Sami Zayn versus Stardust. It was whatever.
All right, I wanna talk about this. My God, have talent fallen? First off, this is how much they don't care. I just can point this out. So Sami Zayn defeats Stardust, and then Stardust wants another match, only for Henry to squash him minutes later.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that didn't happen.
Uh, that's what they're saying happened on here.
No, I didn't see. It wasn't on the network. So
Well, that's what happened. I don't know.
oh,
Maybe I'm on the wrong one, but yeah, cause this happened. I mean, I think they didn't air some stuff because just for maybe commercials because that's what they did here. That's reading from WrestleZone the live event results, and apparently they had like a intermission break with Stardust getting jobbed out again by Henry.
oh wow.
So that
That's
happened, and then apparently they had another intermission match when they were on intermission with Goldust and Victor. So Goldust was on the show too. They just didn't have him there, and he fought Victor from the Ascension. So
glad I missed that match.
and so, but here's the problem. So they're teasing R-Truth and Goldust. So by not showing this, you now just let everyone not know what fucking happened.
Yep.
So Goldust did defeat Victor, but then following the match, counterattacked Goldust. Then R-Truth made the save. All during the intermission break.
They should have aired that then, because
Where's the story building?
that's a
They
big
teased forming the tag team right there, and they didn't air it.
yeah.
The fuck?
And then they shouldn't have even had that Mo Kemi thing
Like
happen.
if
That was just
I think it's a waste of time for the fans because now the fans there are gonna not see that fucking develop because it was just an intermission It was just an intermission spot.
yeah.
It's all that fucking was at the end of the day.
Then we had the main event. It was Dean Ambrose versus Triple H for the world title. I like the main event. I actually thought it was the match of the night. I definitely popped when I thought Ambrose had won the main event when he got the 3 count on Triple H after the dirty deeds, but his feet ended up being under the ropes. And but when he didn't win, I thought that was fine because I liked the way they went about it. And Dean Ambrose obviously lost with the pedigree. And I was fine with this. I'm happy Triple H is at least going to go into WrestleMania saying he retained the title once instead of just having him lose it right at WrestleMania. But like I said before, now this makes me want to see Dean Ambrose win the title at WrestleMania instead because of what they did with this match and the storylines right there.
They fucked it up. I mean, they fucked it up. They made everything convoluted. That's why I'm not a fan of the Shane and Taker match because it fucked everything up.
Yeah,
Booking fucked this whole pay-per-view up because they could have done Balor and Taker. It's not like they couldn't have. They had Balor on the roster. They had Taker on the roster. Fucking do the match.
yeah,
And they had Shane. They could have had Shane in Rance's corner and
yeah.
Vince in Triple H's corner. There's no reason why they couldn't have. There's absolutely like this is what I gotta say. For your biggest show of the year, when you had that right in front of you and you didn't fucking book it that way, it is absolutely unacceptable. It's unacceptable. The amount of convoluted booking that has been made on this show is unacceptable. There's no way that this should have happened. You had every which way of what not to do, and you did what not to do anyway.
Yeah.
It fucking. Let's talk about something positive, which I'm looking
Actually,
forward to this show more than I am.
I gotta go eat dinner. So
You gotta eat dinner. Okay,
yeah.
motherfucker, you
So
you you cut the fun out. I was gonna talk about NXT Takeover.
I wanted to too, but I gotta eat though. I'm because I can smell the food, so I'm starving. So
Did they actually call you down?
yeah, you called me a while ago, but we have to finish talking about this.
All
I'm
right,
gonna,
that's fine. Okay, guys, so we're gonna end the show here. I'm gonna promote my shit. So I'm gonna finally post my WIW episode. I'm gonna start working on that titonight. Check out Weymouth Youth Wrestling. Start following that because we're gonna be doing what we can do with that show. We're starting. We're halfway done through it. We're getting to the third match, and then the fourth match will be after that. So it will be up by the end of this week. Thank God for vacation. Um, and check out Jay Hebert's side 95. I posted some videos there. And yeah, pretty much it.
check out all my channels, all the Talkinators, CM Brothers. I'm gonna try to me and James are gonna try to do the Let's Plays on there, but
Yeah, it's hard to do when you're fucking like we're from two different areas of Massachusetts, like way far apart, so it's kind of hard to do it.
yeah. And then check out my own The Talkinator channel. I'm gonna try to post a Walking Dead review tonight. I'm not sure if I'll get to it though. And then that's about it. So I didn't say a lot. I'm just really tired. So
All right, guys, we'll see you later.
bye bye.
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 Bye.